This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Setback for Amma. Ahead of the assembly polls, the Supreme Court refuses to stay her trial in the disproportionate assets case. Former Chief Justice of Madras High Court slams the former CJI's claims that he was not aware of Raja's alleged role in the influencing judiciary case. It's huge embarrassment for the former CJI. Was the former Chief Justice aware of Raja's role?
I said Justice Rewari has not written to me as Chief Justice of India. He has not written any letter to me. He has written a letter to the Chief Justice of Madras High Court.
In an exclusive interaction with NDTV Hindu, Justice Raghupati says that his position is vindicated.
Now that His Lordship Justice Gokhale has clarified, everything is clear now. And as such, now there is no controversy.
Supreme Court throws deemed universities a lifeline, puts the onus on state governments to take a call on granting them affiliation. Get ready to shell out more for your drive from your vehicle. Petrol prices have been hiked yet again, this time by almost 3 rupees a litre. After Slumdog Millionaire, it's 127 hours Rahman's ticket to conquering the world. A very good evening and welcome to Late Night News with me, Ashmit Kumar. Let's take a quick glance at developments from across the country. Phone taps are necessary but must be done with rules. The Prime Minister asks the Cabinet Secretary for a report within a month. Cut fares within a week or face action. Civil Aviation Minister Praful Patel warns, tells NDTV that airlines are exploiting the public. LK Advani takes the battle against the government on the Parliament deadlock to the people, targets the Prime Minister and Sonia Gandhi. 9 opposition MLAs in Orissa suspended after rowdy protests demand Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik's resignation. Now, some of the big developments at this hour, even as the AIADMK chief was relishing on the political brownie points courtesy of her political masterstrokes and the DMK's misadventures, the Supreme Court might just have brought the good fortunes to a screeching halt. Now, the Supreme Court today rejected AIADMK chief Jayalalitha's plea to stay the trial in her disproportionate assets case. Now, currently a special court in Bangalore is hearing the case. This blow comes on the back of the Karnataka High Court dismissing her plea. Now, she argued that the trial be stopped because of errors in translation of documents of the case from Tamil to English. Now, she contended that if the trial is allowed to proceed, it would amount to miscarriage of justice. Now, the Supreme Court has directed the appointment of an expert to do the translations. For more on this, we were joined by our executive editor Sanjay Pinto, who gave us greater insight about what this means on the ground.
Let's look at it through the political prism and through the legal prism. Through the political prism first. Now, Ms. Jayalalitha has been launching a blistering attack against the DMK and against A. Raja in particular over the Spectrum deal. In fact, she's largely responsible for forcing the Congress's hand after giving them that offer of support should the DMK pull out if they had actually sacked A. Raja. So she had been in fact going hammer and tongs against the DMK over this 1.76 lakh crore Spectrum scam. Of course, that's a notional figure. So now, for instance, the DMK may try to make a feeble attempt to say that Ms. Jayalalitha really is in no position now to take an aggressive moral high ground. Now, also, the DMK had been claiming all along that she is trying to actually delay the trial, and this is another instance of that, the fact that the Supreme Court has rejected her plea to stay that particular trial. So, at the political level, of course, the DMK may just about manage a little smile, but what's more important really is the legal issue here. At best, this is perhaps a procedural issue. It's perhaps a little legal thorn or a legal hiccup for Ms. Jayalalitha because this case will go on and on. Elections are just a few months away, so there's no immediate threat to her from this case, whichever way it goes really. But of course, we'll have to really wait and see as to how the DMK uses this in its election campaign. As I said earlier, it's going to be a bitter election campaign, perhaps the mother of all elections here in Tamil Nadu. High stakes for both sides here. The AIADMK has been all along maintaining that this is a politically foisted case. It's motivated. There is no merit in it. Of course, it's a 14-year-old case. They've also been saying that since the case was transferred on the DMK's petition on orders of the Supreme Court from Chennai to Bangalore because they felt that a free and fair trial was not possible then. translation would have to be done. Now, the AIDMK's apprehension is that it's very difficult in law. Really, you're splitting hairs and weighing feathers. So any little slip up may actually cost the defense dearly. So they really want to, in fact, ensure that nothing is really lost in translation. Also, the Supreme Court has actually offered a kind of mixed bag in this particular case, because they've also ordered the appointment of a good translator for these documents here. So legally as well, it's not that it's the end of the road really for the AIDMK, because this case will go on and on. Certainly there were more than 200 witnesses. There are several documents, voluminous documents to first be translated and then that evidence to be marshaled. So it's going to take a long time. But coming at a time like this, any shot in the arm, any political setback, however small it may be, will be magnified at election time. How well the two parties actually use it in the months ahead will be crucial.
Now, after corrupt politicians and bureaucrats, today's explosive statement by Justice H.L. Gokhale has raised critical questions about the culpability of the judiciary. And the drama doesn't just end there. Even as the fresh saga unfolds, it's all revolving around the one man who has been tainted and maimed after allegations of corruption, A. Raja. In a tell-all statement, Justice Gokhale, a Supreme Court judge who was earlier the Chief Justice of the Madras High Court, reiterated that Raja's name had been mentioned in the Justice Raghupathi's letter. Now, Justice Gokhale's statement comes in direct opposition to the claims of K.G. Balakrishnan, the former Chief Justice of India. On the 8th of this month, the former CJI Balakrishnan had maintained that no names of a union minister had been mentioned. Now, just to remind our viewers, Justice Raghupati of the Madras High Court had written a letter alleging that the former telecom minister Raja had tried to influence him. Now, Justice Balakrishnan denied receiving any such letters and claimed that Justice Gokhale's report had no mention of a minister. But now Justice Gokhale has shot down the former CJI statements, saying that the Justice Raghupati's letter had been forwarded to the CJI and that it clearly mentioned A. Raja. Now, meanwhile, the former CJI has been evading the media glare after Justice Gokhale's revealing statements, and embarrassed Balakrishnan looks to be running for cover. Let's in fact listen in to his response.
One thing you must understand,
Yes.
There is no case that any minister had contacted any judge. There is no allegation, there is no such allegation. I said Justice Rezori has not written to me as Chief Justice of India. He has not written any letter to me. He has written a letter to the Chief Justice of Madras High Court. The Chief Justice letter, he has given a correct report. He has a Chief Justice, he says Justice Gokhale is a good judge, he has given a correct report, and he says there is no case that any minister had contacted any judge. That is a letter written. How can I reveal the content of a letter written to somebody else?
And again, he does find himself, that's K.G. Balakrishnan, the former CJI, on a sticky wicket, and that's on account of his arguments that were refuted. And coming back to his arguments that were refuted again, on the 8th of December, he had made a statement saying that I had not received any such letters or communication from Justice Raghupati while I was in office. Now, that claim was put down by H.L. Gokhale today when he said in a statement that I forwarded Justice Raghupati's letter to the CJI on the 5th of July 2009 and got acknowledgement from Justice Balakrishnan on the 8th of August 2009. Now, coming back to what Mr. K.G. Balakrishnan had said, the former CJI, he again on the 8th of December had maintained that Justice Gokhale sent me a report wherein nothing was mentioned about any union minister having made telephonic talk with Justice Raghupati to influence him. Now, that is another claim that was put down, and emphatically at that when H.L. Gokhale said that Justice Raghupati's letter was already with him, and in the second paragraph thereof, Justice Raghupati had specifically mentioned the name of Raja. Now, meanwhile, NDTV Hindu's executive editor Sanjay Pinto caught up with one of the key figures in this saga, Justice Raghupati. Let's in fact listen in his response rather to again to the allegations that have been raised.
Well, the man, many would say, is in the center of the controversy here. Justice Raghupati joins us now on NDTV. So thank you for joining us. You have already said in your letter, you've named the minister Raja as someone who tried to influence you in that anticipatory bail plea hearing. But the former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court has said, Justice Balakrishnan has said that no such name was received in the communication sent to him by the Madras High Court Chief Justice.
No comments. Please get the contents of the letter and it will explain itself.
So in the judgment on page 41 of the recent Madras High Court judgment in the case, your letter is reproduced wherein clearly you have said that the minister A. Raja was waiting on the phone line, but you refused to speak to him and said the case would be disposed of on merit. Is that what was sent to the...
Yeah, that is the contents of the letter.
Does it make you feel sad, sir, that a former Chief Justice has actually said that the name was not sent to him, although you very clearly and transparently put that on record.
No comments.
What would you like to say? I mean, now that this controversy, in fact, the former Chief Justice of India and the former Chief Justice of the Madras High Court have now taken diametrically opposite views and have given opposite statements.
Now that His Lordship Justice Gokhale has clarified, everything is clear now. And as such, now there is no controversy. Majesty of law has been upheld. I am of the view, truth only will triumph.
Do you feel vindicated now, sir, having been transparent right from day one?
Thankful to you.
That you've been vindicated by Justice Gokhale coming out in the open and saying that it was forwarded?
That is the real truth. He has come out. Nothing else. That is what had happened. Now it has come out. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now moving forward, get ready for a blow to your pocket. All majors look to hike fuel prices. Keep watching. We'll get you more on that in just a short while.